Welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today. As usual, we're going to talk about XRP today. So I hope everyone is having a fantastic day wherever they are in the world. This is the one-day chart once more. Right now, the price is $2.78. XRP is currently moving sideways, dropping little but quickly rising again. And all I want to do is see where we end up. Many people are speculating that we might drop before the actual breakout starts. And I've seen Bitcoin drop below 110K. Additionally, some believe that this cycle for Bitcoin is now done, but I continue to believe that it will have one more gasp before collapsing. This run isn't quite over in my opinion. Roll evenly. According to Paul, it appears that Bitcoin will have a delayed cycle and continue into the following year, the quarter before 2026. If that were the case, I believe alt currencies will continue to rise for the remainder of this year, and perhaps the blow-off high will occur later in the following year. However, given all the triggers that are also at work, we will already be well into the two-digit range for XRP by that time. And this is from Heel, the Dark Defender. On a daily basis, XRP has finished the ABCDE wave correction. It only took a little patience. Even while we utilize past trends to forecast future actions, we must keep in mind that the use cases of XRP are not identical to those of 2017 and 2021, despite the fact that the patterns seem to be similar. To put it another way, the events that are taking place now were not present in 2017 or 2021. It appears to be much larger for XRP this time. Even though all of those ETFs are about to launch, the Dark Defenders chart has performed flawlessly thus far. Thus, an all-time high should be the following move. We'll see whether that candle appears. If the enormous candle that everyone is anticipating occurs next. Who knows? No one is aware. I think it's too unpredictable. All I want to do is give you a glimpse of what can occur next. By the end of 2025, an experienced Bitcoin investor believes XRP will reach $25, and I concur with that. By November, double digits are probably in our sights. You must keep in mind that a significant amount of money will be invested in XRP. A significant amount of XRP will be locked up. How come the cost doesn't increase significantly? And I'm constantly being asked what I think about HBAR, XLM, XDC, and Q&T. If I were to make a forecast about this, I would want to be cautious and anticipate that all of the ISO cryptocurrencies will rise at least 10 times from where they are currently. Regarding Casper, Nexera, Energy Web Token, and a few others, I would say the same thing. They're all going to pull an easy 10x in my opinion. Everyone is currently projecting 3 digits for XRP, if I may offer you a positive forecast. Therefore, it is expected that these ISO cryptocurrencies will increase by a factor of 20 to 50. We were also able to observe how ISO affects the cost of certain cryptocurrencies. We still have a lot of things to examine after November. However, all I want is for this coin to begin moving right away. I'd like to watch the breakout start. That will help us decide our next course of action. Additionally, keep in mind that Brad stated that it is difficult to forecast the upside. Listen to it. They told me that the world's biggest economy, the United States, exemplifies the worst kind of regulatory clarity. It's difficult to forecast some of the upside opportunities, in my opinion, once the US economy is fully unlocked and institutional capital starts to come in. You can't even forecast how high XRP's price will rise. First, we must observe the inflow of institutional funds. We will have a better idea of how high the price will rise as a result. However, the market cap multiplier must be taken into account. The market capitalization of XRP is boosted by a relatively small sum of money. For this reason, I believe we will reach those higher price thresholds. I also rely on everyone claiming that 2017 is here again. The graph resembles that of 2017 and 2018 quite a bit. If so, XRP was less than a penny at the time. A quarter was the prediction. Are they also underestimating XRP this time around? What is everyone requesting? $27 at the very least. I believe it will rise significantly. That's precisely what I think. Brokerage clients have access to Vanguard, ISA, and cryptocurrency ETFs. According to a person with knowledge of the situation, Vanguard, the second largest asset manager in the world, is getting ready to permit access to cryptocurrency exchange-traded funds ETFs on its brokerage platform. It appears that Vanguard will now embrace cryptocurrency exchange-traded funds ETFs. Recall that Vanguard had nothing to do with Bitcoin. XRP was constantly at the center. Is this mapping going to happen soon? Because Vanguard is in the center of all of these relationships that have already been forged thus far. I believe that everything that has transpired since then is happening in real time right now. Additionally, Vanguard's involvement means that BlackRock's announcement of an XRP ETF is only a matter of time. Sitting next to BlackRock, Robinhood's chief legal officer is crying out XRP. Listen to it. I believe it's a moment-in-time examination of the problem it's trying to solve. At the moment, the question is whether or not EU clients can access US stocks. Or is it possible for them to have access everywhere? Are they able to locate it elsewhere? Well, the future of the world will be a cross-border, completely tokenized stock market that operates around the clock. The victor takes everything. It's headed there, and it's all coming together as we began this conversation about blockchain and TradFi cryptocurrency. I take it that your assets will be on the same platform. Additionally, you will want to be able to view and utilize any cryptocurrency you may have in your wallet account or whatever you choose to call it. The most important point is that you will want to be able to borrow money using your cryptocurrency. It is something you will want to be able to utilize as collateral. Tokenization is the next big thing though, and he's right. The price of all these utility-driven cryptocurrencies will rise once tokenization truly begins to take off on a large scale. And everyone thought September would be a big month. We are now approaching October. However, nobody was able to view this. This was not even looked at. In fact, no one brought this up. Thus, this is among the fewer discussed explanations. Generally speaking, September is a bad month for cryptocurrency. Here are some potential effects of the tax extension on the cryptocurrency market. Relocation of capital for tax purposes. US taxpayers who requested an extension have until October 15th to make their payment. In September, some people might sell their cryptocurrency holdings to raise money for tax payments. This may cause one's appetite for risk to decrease. New cryptocurrency may be delayed by taxation. In the short term, this may suppress it, especially for high-income investors. In order to manage liquidity or rebalance portfolios before tax season, high-net-worth individuals or funds may temporarily limit their exposure. Perhaps this explains why September didn't turn out as everyone had anticipated. However, the month is far from over. This market might explode at any time. You know, people are unaware of that. I don't get their constant focus on the future. Like they always say that until the ETFs are approved, nothing will happen. Until rules are established, nothing will happen. However, this market is ready to move. The big run-up might start at any time. A separate Q3 season is shown by Bitcoin's poor performance. Grayscale is the source of this. They are discussing the money that is leaving Bitcoin. That's happening, I believe, because people are beginning to look beyond Bitcoin. Retailers shouldn't even consider buying Bitcoin at these prices. Consider it. How much will your return on investment be? Perhaps you would receive a 2x, which is rather optimistic given where Bitcoin is at the moment. With ETH, you may earn more money. With XRP, you have the potential to earn significantly more money. Better technologies are even being considered by the institutions, in my opinion. In addition to making sure they are investing in an asset that they may use themselves, they want to ensure that they are positioned for the future. What I wanted to convey in this video, though, is that even though the chart doesn't appear good at the moment, what should be done next? If everything goes as the chart guys anticipate, it should be a breakout move. However, I consistently assert that no one can forecast this market 100. Either we will rise or we will have a further decline before rising again. But finally we will rise and enter the thrilling times. You simply must persevere until it occurs. Right now you can't be shook out. We've gotten too close. I mean, this market has the potential to start exploding right now. No one can predict when it will occur. And until it does, have patience, maintain your optimism, and let's all get wealthy. That being said, I will now conclude this video. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank to everybody. The next one will see you. Enjoy your evening.